If I work to intentionally create snipe, does that make me a sniper? What is snipe? Thought you'd never ask. Okay, so look, snipe is what happens when you send a piece of wood through the planer and you get this defect on the ends, okay? And I'm gonna show you, try to draw on the board how that happens, all right? So come on, follow me to the board over here. There's a planer bed there that you wanna pass your piece of wood through, right? So you're gonna pass it through that direction. And remember that feed roller I told you about in the last video? All right, that's here, okay? And that piece of wood is gonna hit that feed roller, which is going that direction, and pass it to where the blades are. And those blades are spinning really, really fast, and it's gonna cut off the top layer of that wood. And as soon as it passes through the blades, it's gonna hit the second feed roller. And what happens is the board gets all the way through, that planer blade shaves off the top piece of wood very, very nicely. Guess what? There's the distance between this feed roller and the blade, okay, is what I would call a variable. There's nothing to hold the end of this board as it passes through, okay, to keep it from kicking up into the blade, because what this feed roller is a fulcrum, all right? And if I press down on this end of the board, it's gonna raise that end up into the blade, okay? Okay, and then once the board gets all the way to the second feed roller, it's held by the first, it's balanced in between the blade, the cutting action of the blade then is isolated, and it only takes off that one predetermined amount of wood. But when the end of the wood gets out of the first feed roller, then what happens is you're introduced to another fulcrum again, and with downward pressure, it presses the wood up into the blade, okay? That is what causes the snipe. So, how do you counter that, okay? It's very simple. In-feed, blade, out-feed, okay? So when my board passes through here, what I wanna do is I wanna put pressure up, and that will press against the fulcrum and press this end down, right? Because there's a table here, and if you can press this end down flat on the table, then the snipe will, as it passes through the cutting wheel, will then be minimized. Nobody's perfect. You're always going to get a little bit of snipe somewhere, okay? When I'm going to make an item and I have a rough cut that I'm going to make my rough cut long enough to account for the snipe on both ends. And I know that on my machine, it's about 2 inches. You guys are probably saying, Steve, I thought this was going to be about the mortise and tenon in the screen frame. It is, but we have to get there, okay? There's a lot to it, all right? In the next video, I'm talking about how important the uniformity of the thickness of your wood is.